I'm just going to give it a couple minutes, like always, to give people time to come into the room. I wanted to share the link on my Instagram, but YouTube logged me out on my phone, so I can't do that. But good morning for the people who are coming into the space. We'll get started here around 5 after to give people time to trickle in. And as always, um, feel free to come back to this practice. We'll start at 9:05. So if you're watching this at a later time, you can go ahead to and fast forward to 5 minutes after. But I'm just going to give everybody time to come in and see if more people will be joining us today. We're not going to be here long, just a gentle practice, mostly laying on our backs, I think, because that's what I need today. So we're going to take it easy, be on our backs for a couple minutes, just kind of loosen up and, and set some intentions or set the tone for today. So if you can hear me, because I'm trying out headphones today. So whoever's in here, if you feel comfortable sharing in the chat, if the headphones sound good, I would appreciate that. But yeah, so we'll get started in a little bit. So grab what you need. If you need blocks, a blanket, socks, to be comfortable. We're not we're not going to work up a sweat. We're just going to be chilling. We're going to be chilling today and taking it easy. So feel free to grab what you need in order to. Thanks, Megan. Sounds good. Okay, thank you. And thanks for popping in today. But yeah, we're going to take it easy, y'all, because I need to take it easy. But appreciate you all for joining me today. So yeah, grab what you need, tea, coffee, anything. If you celebrate, happy Resurrection Sunday, happy Easter. So I know a lot of people will be spending time with family today, which is beautiful. Me, on the other hand, I think I'm going to go to work because, holidays have changed a lot since I was younger. So I'll probably just go to work today and, do that, do my thing there. But I'm hoping everyone has had a great week. And people, if you do celebrate, I hope you get to spend time with your family and friends because that's what life is about, right? Connecting with people. So, yeah. Sorry if my energy's a little low today, y'all. It's just been a week. It has been a week. This solar lunar eclipse, all these eclipses happening. Mercury retrograde starts tomorrow. Y'all know I'm an astrology girly, so really have just been trying to stay centered, stay grounded, and maintain my yoga practice, which has been keeping me clear on a lot of things. But work at the farm did start back up this week, so that was really nice to get back in nature, to listen to the birds. Like, I like to have one headphone in and one headphone out so I could like still listen to my music and still hear the birds. So it was nice to just hear the outdoors and connect with my coworkers again, my farming friends. And yeah, it was nice. It was nice. We started some seeds. We did a lot of weeding, mulching. Um, I direct sowed some poppies. So hopefully we'll see how they come up. Hopefully they do. I did some tilling. And if you know my farming journey, I love to till because it just seriously feels like a long walk. And I put my headphones in and I just walk with the tiller, and it gives me a lot of space to clear my mind. Because as an overthinker, I need to clear my mind a lot. I feel like I'm just rambling, but this is about you all come to practice with me. We share this practice together, and I share things about myself. So, the person you are practicing yoga with. I think it's very important to build a safe community when you're doing something as vulnerable as yoga. So, yeah, but we got 10 seconds. So, of course, I'm going to get into my spiel and then we'll get started. So, thank you all for joining me today. My name is Misha, aka Pieces of Meesh, and I am a yoga teacher in training. So last year I finished my course portion of yoga teacher training, and right now I'm teaching classes in order to gain my yoga teacher certification. So thank you all for joining me here. And I want to say that everything that I say is a suggestion. You do not have to do anything that I'm asking you to do. And please consult your doctor before you use yoga as a means of, trying to heal any ailments. Make sure you consult with your doctor first before even doing a yoga practice. And I would say this practice is not suitable for anyone who is expecting with child. There are tons of yoga practices on YouTube for prenatal yoga. So please view those videos. Please view the disclaimer here, and let's get started. So, like I said, we are going to be starting today's practice on our backs. So, finding a safe, gentle way to move onto your back, and I'm going to go ahead and start my timer so I don't keep you all too long. We're just going to find some gentle movements in our breath with our bodies. So, we're going to go ahead and start on our backs, settling into the space. So, when you're on your back, you want to try to find a flat back. So that might look like tucking your pelvis a little bit, and then so that your back is flat, flush with your mat. And you can have your arms wide, hands facing up towards the sky, or you can have your hands down. Whatever feels comfortable in your body today. And we're going to start with some deep breaths, anchoring us into the present moment, bring us into our bodies. So I invite you to inhale through your nose and exhale through your nose or through your mouth. And while we're taking our inhales and our exhales, I invite you to notice your stomach. So on your inhale, is your stomach expanding wide? And on your exhale, allowing your belly button to reach back like you're trying to touch your spine. So finding a deep inhale and exhale. So let's go ahead and do that again. So inhale, letting our stomachs expand, and exhale, letting our belly button reach our spine. And I invite you to continue those deep breaths according to your own breath cycle, just so that we're getting in tune with our breath and our body. So go ahead and continue that, noticing where your stomach exhales, expands, and when your stomach contracts. Nice. Okay, so now on your next inhale, I invite you to bring your awareness to that space at the top of your head, your crown, and just noticing any sensations at the top of your head as you inhale and you exhale. Inhaling, and on your next exhale, I invite you to shift your awareness down to the space between your eyebrows. Noticing if you're holding any tension there. Maybe on your exhale, you soften. Soften your eyebrows down. Maybe you close your eyes if your eyes aren't already closed. Finding softness in your face and your forehead. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. And on your next exhale, I invite you to bring your awareness down to your mouth. Noticing where your tongue is sitting in your mouth. Is your tongue on the roof of your mouth? And if so, can you allow it to rest at the base of your mouth? Noticing if you're clenching your teeth, and seeing if you're on your exhale, you can soften. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling, and on your next exhale, I invite you to bring your awareness down to your heart center, the space in the middle of your chest. And maybe you place one hand on your heart, and maybe you place one hand on your belly, the space above your belly button. Inhaling and exhaling. And with one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly, at this time, I invite you to set an intention, not only for your practice today, but for your Sunday. Knowing that Sunday marks the beginning of a new week and the ending of the week that you just completed. Thanking yourself for showing up and giving yourself this time and this space to connect with your breath and your body. So, what intention do you want to set for yourself as you go into your Sunday? And if you feel complete in setting your intention, I invite you to draw your awareness down to your lower back and your hips. And you can keep your hands, one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, or you can bring your hands back down to your side, whatever feels comfortable in your body. And with your awareness in that space of your hips and your lower back, we're going to invite some gentle movement into our bodies. So I invite you to slowly place both feet on the mat with your knees bent. Inhaling and exhaling. And we'll just find a gentle sway in our knees. Exhaling our knees to one side. Inhaling back to center. Exhaling our knees to the opposite side. Inhaling our knees back to center. And noticing that space in your lower back. And noticing if you're holding any tension there. And if on your inhale, you can direct your breath to those spaces where you're holding that tension. And on your exhale, you can release and soften. So continuing that gentle sway in your knees according to your own breath. Inhaling up and exhaling to one side. And we'll do that for about a minute. I'll give you the space to sync with your own breath and find this gentle sway in the knees. And then when you feel like you've done enough, I invite you to find stillness with your knees front and center in a neutral position, feet still planted flat on the mat. And we'll find our inhale and our exhale, remembering to breathe deeply in our nose and exhaling complete mouth. And on our next inhale, we're going to inhale our right leg up, letting our right calf rest on the back of our left thigh. So take a look at the camera if you need or the video. But we have our right leg bent with our side of our leg, our calf, resting on the back of our left leg. And you can stay here if you would like. And we're going to keep that right foot flexed. So keeping our toes flexed towards our leg, not away from our leg, but towards our leg. And you can stay here if you would like, or you can invite that gentle sway again. So exhaling, letting your leg fall to one side, inhaling back to center, and exhaling to the opposite side, and inhaling back to center. Exhaling to one side. Oh, I don't know if y'all just heard my bones crack. Inhaling back to center, exhaling to the opposite, and inhaling back to center. So go ahead and continue that movement according to your own breath. And if you feel like that's too much for you, you can also just stay in the center. You don't have to do the sway. But if you feel like you want to invite that sway into your practice, feel free. Remembering to inhale and exhale. And then whenever you feel complete, I invite you to find a neutral position, front and center, still keeping your legs in this position. And if you want, I invite you to take your hands and you want to intertwine them behind your left leg and bringing your left leg up with your foot, with your leg. Is that perpendicular or parallel to the mat? And if this isn't for you, you can there, or you can extend that left leg up to the sky. Inhaling and exhaling. And if your leg is up towards the sky, on your exhale, we're going to exhale it back down to the ground, releasing your hands, and then slowly releasing your right foot back down to the mat, knees bent. And we'll find that gentle sway in both of our knees again. Exhaling to one side, inhaling back to center, and exhaling to the opposite side. Good job. You all are doing great. Although I can't see you, I know that you're doing exactly what your body needs and taking care of yourselves and listening to your bodies, which is the most important thing. So as you inhale and exhale with that gentle sway in your knees, when you're ready, I invite you to find front and center in a neutral position with your feet resting flat on the ground. And we're going to do the same thing we just did on the opposite side. So inhaling our right, wait, hold on, let me get my mind right. Inhaling our left foot up and allowing our left leg to rest on the back of our right thigh. Finding your inhale and your exhale, keeping your left foot flexed towards your leg. Finding our breath, inhaling and exhaling. And if it feels safe in your practice, I invite you to find that gentle sway, letting your leg drop to one side, inhaling back to center, and letting your leg drop to the opposite side, inhaling back to center. So finding that movement according to your own breath, inhaling and exhaling, inhaling to center, and then exhaling to the side. So go ahead and continue that, knowing that you can come into stillness whenever you're ready. And then when you're ready, I almost forgot I was teaching you. I got into it. And when you're ready, we'll find stillness. Front and center. We'll inhale and we'll exhale. And I invite you to take your hands and once again, we'll interlace them behind our right thigh, and we'll lift our leg off the ground. And you can stay here with your toes flexed towards your body, or you can go ahead and inhale and straighten that right leg up to the sky, toes flexed towards you. Inhaling and exhaling. And while you're here, noticing spaces where you don't have to be so tight or hold any tension. So I'm noticing my shoulders right now and noticing if I can, soften more in my shoulders, right? I don't have to be crunched up, but letting my back be flat, my shoulders be soft. So just noticing as you inhale and as you exhale. And if your foot is up in the air, on your next exhale, we're going to slowly lower it back down to the ground, releasing your hands from behind your leg, letting them come back down to your side, and releasing your left foot back down to the ground. And I invite you to find that gentle sway in your knees again. Exhaling to one side, inhaling back to center, and exhaling to the opposite side. And if you would like, I invite you to find stillness on one side. So allowing your legs to fall to one side of your mat, to find a twist in your body. And you can get there by just letting your legs drop. What feels better in my body is I like to bring my feet and my legs together, scooch my hips to the opposite side that I'm going to let my knees fall in, and then exhale and allow my knees to drop with my legs stacked on one another. Finding your inhale and your exhale. And if you want to invite a full body twist, I invite you to inhale your head up, and on your exhale, you're going to look in the opposite direction of your knees. Inhaling and exhaling. And while you're in your twist, noticing once again where you do not need to hold any tension in your body. So, can you find softness in your fingers? Can you find softness in your toes? And on your inhale, remembering to breathe into those spaces where you feel you may be holding on to anything. That can be tension, that can be feelings, thoughts, things that you do not want to carry into the week ahead. And on your exhale, breathing them out. And when you're ready, we'll bring our head back to front and center if you had your head turned. So inhaling our head back up And on your exhale, letting it come front and center. And then inhaling your knees back up to front and center. And we'll find that gentle sway again before we find stillness on the opposite side. So inhaling your knees up and exhaling them down to one side. Inhaling your knees up and then exhaling them down to the opposite side. And then when you feel like you've found enough in your sway, go ahead and let your legs fall to the opposite side and find stillness, getting there however you need to. And as I said before, what I like to do is I like to bring my legs together, scooch my hips towards the opposite direction that I'm going to let my knees fall in, and then exhale, allow my knees to drop with my feet, my legs stacked on top of one another. Inhaling and exhaling. And if you want a full body twist, I invite you to inhale your head up, and on the exhale, turning it to look in the opposite side of your knees or opposite direction of your knees. Inhaling and exhaling. Good job. And once again, noticing where you can be soft in your body at this time. Noticing if you have the softness in your hands, softness in your toes, and softness in your face. As you inhale and exhale. And when you're ready, if you're in the full body twist, we're going to release our head first. So inhaling our head back up, bringing it to front and center, and exhaling it back down to the mat. And inhaling our knees back up, front and center. And we'll invite that gentle sway one more time, exhaling our knees to one side, inhaling to center, and exhaling to the opposite side. Good job. And then when you're ready, we'll find stillness with our knees front and center, feet flat on the mat. And I invite you to inhale your knees up to your chest, feet flexed, pointed towards your body. And you can hug your knees to your chest if that feels good in your body. Inhaling and exhaling. But what I invite you to do is find some circles with your knees. So with your hands placed on top of your knees, you want to slowly rotate your knees around in a circle. So on your inhale, you're bringing your knees closer to your chest. And on your exhale, you're bringing your knees around in a circle, bringing them up to your chest and around. And you can make those circles in one direction. So inhaling your knees up around to your chest, and then exhaling them in your circle. And then when you feel like you found enough in that direction, I invite you to go in the opposite direction. Inhaling your knees up to your chest and exhaling them down and around in your circle. Inhaling them up to your chest and down and around in your circle. And when you're ready, finding stillness with your knees in a neutral position and center. And we'll go ahead and find that hug in our knees again. Giving ourselves a nice tight hug with our knees to our chest. And if you want a little more, I invite you to bring your legs into a happy baby. So grabbing the outside of your feet, finding happy baby. Inhaling and exhaling. And when you found enough in your happy baby, whenever you're ready, we're going to exhale our feet back down to the mat. Finding our inhale and our exhale, and then dropping our legs down flat, back down to the mat. Inhaling and exhaling. And we'll take a couple of breaths here flat on our back before we get up and find a seat to conclude our practice today. So inhaling and exhaling. We're going to get ready to transition into a seated position. So if you are laying on your back, bringing your right foot, bending your right knee, letting your right foot rest on your mat, be flat on your mat, and inhaling your right arm up overhead behind you. And we're going to slowly roll over to the right side of our body, finding a fetal position on the right side of our body with our head resting on our right arm. Moving slowly, syncing our movements. And when you're ready, we're going to slowly, using our left hand, pushing up away from our mat, let our head hang heavy, being the last thing to come up. Finding a seated position that feels good for you and your body, so that can look like crisscross applesauce or legs straight out in front of you. And when we find our seat, I invite you to inhale your hands up overhead and exhale, forward fold any amount, letting your head hang heavy in your fold. And then we'll walk our hands back up to meet our body. And then we'll do that again, inhaling our hands up overhead and exhaling forward fold any amount, letting your head hang heavy in your fold. And then we'll walk our hands back up to meet our body. And then we'll inhale our hands up again one more time. Bring your hands together to meet at the top, prayer position. And we'll exhale and allow our hands to rest at our heart. Inhaling and exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling back up. Namaste. So thank you all for joining me today. My name is Misha, Pieces of Meesh, and I hope that this practice was useful for you. And if you did find it useful, please like the video because liking helps circulate it around YouTube to show that, this is something useful that I'm doing here and that we are creating here together. So thank you all for joining me today for today's Sunday reset practice. And this practice is timeless, so you can revisit it anytime you need. It's not just for Sundays. So once again, thank you all for joining me. Please like the video, please share the video, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Bye.